Hey everybody, I am taking this opportunity to talk about some struggles of being a disabled mother. Today, for example, my husband, the kids are playing hooky from school, which is so fun. We love to try to, keep it fresh. We love to have fun with our kids and give them a great life. And so we sprung them out of school today. They never went to school. It was supposed to be a half day anyway, but we kept them home and my husband is taking them to the Museum of Natural History, I guess, in New York City. So that's what they're doing today, but here I am because obviously New York is not handicap friendly. I mean, of course, they make accommodations for disabled people, but it would be an absolute nightmare if I was to go. So, here's an example of just I miss out on so many opportunities with my husband and our children to be a part of my family, and it sucks. Make no mistake, it sucks. Um, the incident I'm going to talk about. First of all, if you guys have followed me for a second and you watched my other videos like about the MRI of my brain has been unchanged. It's the same as it was. What was it, 2 years ago I went? So that's an awesome sign. I mean, that's great because I've been on all these medications, and one of the risks, one of the scares is PML, which is, I don't know, it's some kind of disease that can develop in your brain as a side effect of all these drugs, and it could kill you. So I guess that's awesome that I don't, there's no signs of that or whatever, and really great that my brain has not changed. I did not get my spine scanned, which that kind of scares me. I'm trying, whatever, not to think about it, I guess. But, the spine is what impacts your ability to walk. And I had a bunch of lesions in my spine, but maybe that hasn't changed either. That would be awesome. That means the next step is getting better and getting mobile and physically improving. So here's hoping. Um, Anyway, getting that out of the way. So Thursday was Halloween here, and my kids had a Halloween parade at their school. The little one is in first grade, and the 8-year-old is in third grade. Now, the weather was atrocious, so the school decided that they were going to forge ahead, still having this parade, but they were moving it indoors. So, because of that, they split it up so that everyone wasn't there at the same time. The kids paraded through the cafeteria as well as the gym. So, kindergarten through second grade was at 10:15 in the morning, and of course, third grade through fifth grade was at 2:15 in the afternoon. So, of course, that divides, the grades for both of our children. Josie is in first grade, and Maddie is in third grade. So we had to go back both times. And let me just set the stage here. It is pouring. It is really hard for me to try. I don't travel well. So I often just don't even leave the house. I'm like a recluse over here. But my husband is amazing, and he has to like carry me out to the car, pack up the wheelchair and all. And then when we get to the school, he's got to get me, carry me out of the car, put me in the wheelchair, push me in. It's just a real shit show. So we had to do this twice that day. It was so much. And I felt so defeated at the end of the day, and here's why. So, my first grader, Josie, was Captain America. She was adorable. She loved superheroes. And we went to the cafeteria because most people went to the gym, so we were like, we're going to go to the cafeteria. We always try, and whenever we can, we try to avoid crowds. We go with the least amount of people, the least amount of obstacles, whatever. So we went to the cafeteria. We're in the cafeteria. Josie comes around and she barely looked at us. She was like super shy, which is fine. Kids get shy. She was like, couldn't have cared less that we were there. And she like races by. I was like, okay, that's the first one. So our third grader at 2:15, we went back for that. She was so combative. She did not want anything to do with this Halloween parade. She is a scaredy cat. She's scared of her own shadow. So she didn't like the scary costumes that a lot of the kids had on. So she went around one time. They went around 2 times. That was their thing. And her teacher stops in the parade to come up to me and was like, Maddie is upset. She doesn't want to be in the parade, whatever, so we're going to take her back to the classroom. So Madeline paraded around once, went back to her classroom, and so Joe and I are like just sitting there in the cafeteria. All the other kids go by, they go by again, and Maddie's nowhere to be found because she went back to her classroom. So we get home and everything. We talk to the kids later and all. I felt so defeated that day because it was such a colossal effort for me to be at this event. I know for other people take it for granted. It's just a nuisance, a school thing, whatever. I want to be there for our kids, and I'm grateful to be there for our kids, but it's a lot. It is a big pain in the butt. It takes so much work and effort on my part and my husband's part. So our kids didn't even care that we were there. That was a real kick in the butt, I have to be honest. We love and treasure and cherish our children, and I will do everything at all times to be there for them and to show them how much they mean to me and how much I love them. But being a disabled mom, something like that is a big deal. And our kids couldn't have cared less. God bless them. It's certainly not their fault that I'm in this situation, but and they're so young, they don't really understand and nor would I want them to understand what it entails for me to have to be there and all. But just saying, it was a lot. Halloween parade at school, going back twice in the pouring rain. It was super difficult. So if you're a disabled mom and you're in this kind of predicament, you have my heart. It's so hard. And I never hear about, I always feel like when I go to stuff like this, people look at me like I have things coming out of my face because I'm such a freak, because I'm in a wheelchair and I'm not super old. So everybody's always like, are you okay? Are you okay? That's another, it's a compliment, that I don't look like I'm supposed to be in a wheelchair, I guess. I don't want anyone to think that I look like I should be in a wheelchair, but at the same time, it's just something that makes me super self-conscious, and it's hard. It's just so hard. And, it takes so much for me to cry. I never cry. But if I was normal, I would have been crying my eyes out that day. It was so hard. That's it. If you're a disabled mom, I'm so sorry. It's so hard. People have no idea. But that's it. That's all I wanted to say. But my brain MRI is great. Super happy about that. God bless you guys.